Okay, so here are the instructions that I have for you, the supplies that you need and the pieces that you need. And I again have all mine cut out. I am using for my outer fabric the Levi, it's a tan Levi that I'm going to use. And I also just wanted to make sure that you knew that the outer bag or the outer fabric is the main part of the bag. So there's all my pieces. I have my Levi pieces here with the facing. Now the facing that I used is stiffer facing than what is on your instructions. Mine is a Pelon 70. Let's see if I can show that to you. The lighting is not really great, but this is the one that I chose to use because that's what I could find easily. It's a stiff, a heavyweight, or a mid to heavyweight. And so I thought that maybe using the Levi fabric, it would make up for it a little bit, because I am not doing the fusible on my cotton fabric. So I have my two pieces that I need with fusible there, and the two pieces that I need here, and then the one piece. And this is all my outer fabric. And then I have my contrast fabric, which is going to be this cute little giraffe and elephant fabric. Excuse me. And then my lining will be this pink inside. And I have all my pieces for that. Okay, first of all, we need to round the edges here and here. And we go measure to 2 1/8 inches here and down here, and then round it. So if we can measure 2 1/8, mark it here, and 2 1/8, mark it here. Then we can round from there to there. Let's see if I know how to do that. How about that? Not quite so bad. And then we'll do it on the other side too. And so the best way would be to fold that in half and then just cut it. So we start there and we round to there. Okay, and then I'm going to do that for the other inner facing and the two pieces of Levi, brown Levi. Okay, I have cut both of my inner facing pieces and my Levi pieces, and then I also need to do the lining pieces. So I need to mark them. Except I just lost my pen. So I need to mark around there. And on the other side too. Though I can just do, oh, that didn't even mark. Let's try that again. I can just do one side because I can fold it and cut it together so that it's exactly the same. So there's that one, and then we'll get the other inner lining piece, excuse me, and we'll mark that side as well. Okay. Then I can fold them in half. And trim. around there. And my other piece. Put that together as well. Trim around there. Okay, now I've got those pieces ready to go. And again, the video on Pinterest shows to use an interfacing on the lining piece, but because I've used such a stiff interfacing for my outer piece, I won't use one for the inside too. Okay, I actually had to change my plans here just a little bit. This piece is going to be the side pocket, and on the original site where they were putting this on, they actually cut off right here so that it would match the side at the bottom. And I decided to, instead of trimming that off, to crease it right here and make it so that it might have a little bit of room to make room for maybe a water bottle or some sort of something that would need some room. So we need to put this together like this. We're going to sew from here to here and here to here and then across the bottom. And I've done just a little stay stitching to hold my pleats there. And then, so we're going to do both of those pieces. I have one for each one, and I'll stretch them just a little bit so that they fit across there for sure. And then we will connect them to the bottom piece of the backpack. So this will be the bottom piece. And I'm sorry, I got some water on this or something, so it kind of shows up just a little bit, but it's really okay. And now we'll go to the sewing machine. Okay, now I'm going to connect those together at the bottom. And I'm usually a pinner, and then sometimes I'll fudge and not pin, but this fabric is really thick. So at the moment, I'm not going to pin. And I'll go across the bottom first. Pull out my pin. It looks like I made it just a little bit short right here, but in the end, it'll all work out in the seaming. And right here, I'm gonna pin needle down and just sew up the side. Oops, let's get that straight. And backpack well so it doesn't come off. Backpack, did you hear me say that? Back stitch. And the second one. This time I'll start from here, go down around the other way. I love the needle down feature on this machine. I have a baby lock machine, and it's a couple years old, but I really like it. Again, I guess I got me a little tight at the corner here, but stitch just a little bit since I'm a little shy right there. Okay, and now we'll add the bottom to it. And this interfacing is really stiff, so I don't know if I had it to do over again. Well, we'll see in the end how well I like it. It's just a little hard to work with, keep it straight. Keep all my pieces together. And the other side. Now I have a pin in here, but it's clear up in, so I'm not going to run over it. It's up inside here. Yeah, it's up in far enough that it won't matter. Okay, let's see how the next step goes. Okay, the next thing that we need to do is the flap. And so we have our two cotton pieces, and then we have our interfacing piece. Again, this is the thick interfacing, and it wants us to measure in 5/8 of an inch. Let's turn this around so I'm looking right at it. So 5/8 of an inch on each side. And then we're going to cut down to the outer side on an angle, because this will make so that your flap at the top is thinner, so it will go into the bag. And then on this side, I did the skimpy thing because it just had a little hole at the bottom in the corner, and I figured I was going to cut it off. So we'll see. If I don't really cut it off, I'll cut a new piece. But we'll go ahead and cut this piece. And I'm a fan of the rotary rotary cutter. My goodness, I'm really talking swell tonight. And back on the other side. Cut my fabric there. I should have moved it out of the way. Okay. It doesn't want to cut off down here. Guess I need a new blade. And then it shows to mark your middle and cut around the corner. So I'm going to just I did get a little bit of a corner in there. And let's see, am I going to make it work, or am I going to get me a new piece? I might take it just a little tighter, and then it will be in the seam. Okay. And then what I do is make the fabric pieces match that. So we'll put them together like that. Put my flat piece on there and trim it off. And I definitely need to go change my blade after this. It's funny how sometimes you hit those little pins or something and it nicks your blade, and then you just have the little edges that won't cut. Like that. And then we can finish going on around here. Well, this is just really good. I'm sorry if I'm driving you all nuts. Alrighty. Then we're going to put on our snap. So we're going to get these two put together and mark it for the snap. And then after we get this part of the snap, we'll fix it onto the bag part of the snap. So I'll be right back. Okay, now we're going to put the snap in the top part of the flap. So we're going to fold it in half and measure up 1 inch. So I'll use it on my board here. There's my inch. And on this one, we're going to measure up 2 3/4 inch. So we're going to, let's find the middle. And go up. Look, my snaps are hooking to my 2 3/4 inch. Oh, you know what? I think it's 2 3/8 inch. Now I'm going to have to clean that off, or maybe the button will cover it. Sorry about that. It was 2 3/8 inch. Now, because I've never done these before, you get to watch me probably make a fool of myself, but we're going to give it a shot. Okay, so need our little seam ripper to give us a couple of little holes that we can push these through. Let's see if I got it right. All right, I have to do it with scissors just a little bit better. I don't want to make too big of a hole because I don't want it to rip it. Though with this interfacing, I don't think it's going to rip it any. Okay, turn it over and put our little thingy on the back. I'm not sure if it makes it's a little smoother that way, so we'll go that way with it. Push those down. And then with our other one, and remember, we're going to go for the lower mark. We're going to see how far apart this time. It's a little hole right there. And over here. These little scissors are pretty sharp. I have to watch my fingers so I don't stab myself. Okay, and this will be the bottom part. I actually put the heavier part down here on the pocket. I'm not sure which way it's technically supposed to go. Come on, where's my little holes? I'm sorry, people. Okay. There, now we got that on there, and we'll put the center back on. And push that on down. Should be using a tool because those are a little bit stiff. But I muscled it with my hands. Okay, we'll get ready for the next part. Okay, now we're going to put these two together, and then we're going to sew around. Get my little pins, put it together. Miss my magnetic part there, and we'll go to the sewing machine. Okay. Around and down we go. Should have pinned that because it slid on me just a little bit. But it's going to work out just fine. See if that puckers too much. I might take it back out and try it over again, but I won't make you watch that. Okay, I opted to re-sew. I unpicked it and re-sewed it because I don't like it when it puckers. I'm pretty particular when I like my things straight. The next thing we need to do is clip the edges so that we can have this turn inside out nicely. Careful not to clip your stitching. Other side. And I like to do just a straight stitch in between, or straight clip in between them. Just gives it extra room to be smooth going around the corners. Other side. Go all the way to the stitching end, but not beyond. Okay, and I'm going to turn it inside out. Stuff's pretty stiff, so I think next time I do this, I'm going to use the not so stiff interfacing. But we'll see. At the end of this, I might really like the bag the way it is, and I'll do it again. It's just a little hard to work with. Okay. And then we'll go to the machine and go around this part. But while we're here, we'll get the little tab ready next. This is the piece that's going to go at the back. I've already pressed it, and I need to stitch it as well at the machine. And then we're going to add it to the back of the inside facing. So I'll meet you at the machine. Piece. Can mark your centers. I'm just being a little bit lazy to do that. Okay. Okay, now we're going to put the tab on the back. Ignore my water spots here because I just ironed it. We're going to come in 2 3/4 inch. Measure 2 3/4 that side and 2 3/4 from this side. And we're going to put the tab here. Me and my pins. I do have clips. I might have to find them because they're faster, but okay. And then we're going to get the okay, now we're going to get the braiding, the strap. Webbing strap, that's what it's called. Cut it in half. And then you're going to take 2 3/4 inch off of each one for your D-ring. We're going to mark that there. 2 3/4. 2 3/4. Well, this is, I have to cut it fast before I know what my marking isn't. Okay, and then these 2 pieces will be for the D, the D-ring. Excuse me. And then we're going to sew these two pieces on the edge right here, next to the strap. So I'll get those pinned on and meet you at the sewing machine. Okay, here we go to sew these on. I'm just going to keep going across. And I have also pinned the D-rings. I got them ready to go off camera. And excuse me, we'll put those on here. Take my pin out. Pin again. Okay, and then there's something that I like to do with the ends of my webbing. This is a nylon webbing, and so it doesn't all unravel on me. I like to melt the ends just a little bit so they'll stay firm. And see, like that, they're gonna go all over the place. I could have cut that and should have cut it because it doesn't look very good. So we'll try that again. If you can't tell, I think I'm a little nervous on camera, knowing somebody's watching me. But I appreciate you watching me. Okay, now we'll get ready to do the rest. Okay, now I've already marked my middle on the front piece. This is the front piece now. And then here's our back piece and the bottom, and I have marked my middle there. Let's see, and we need to clip around those corners again. So we can make sure it slides evenly and easy around that corner. Okay, match up my middles. And then come on around and get the corners. Again, where I should get the clips because they're a lot easier right here, but oops. Make sure I get it down there. This stuff is really thick to work with. I can even get my pin to come up through. How about that? And I am going to trim this just a little bit so I don't have such a... Actually, I'm just going to trim the interfacing off so I don't have such a thick space. Seam is what I meant. Goodness, I got strings everywhere. Okay, try that. I'm going to play with that a little bit when I get sewing. And I have come up a little taller, so we'll see if it works down in when I'm sewing. And I'll speed this all up so you don't have to watch me be so slow here. Slow and particular. Other side here. Take some of that off. Okay, I'll meet you at the sewing machine. Okay, here we go. Might be a note. I'm going to back up across that stuff just a little bit. Whoop, yeah, there we go, hit me. That's what you're not supposed to do. That's what you're not supposed to run over pins. I know I have a very bad habit, because I do run over pins. No, that's so sharp. This is where I'm going to play with it just a little bit better, so. And I pull it out. Get that turned so it doesn't pull. Yeah. Okay. Okay, there we go. We have our facing around there, and then we're going to put the back on as well. Okay, off camera I finished and put all this together so you can see everything that's inside, and I also trimmed my seams so that I didn't have quite so much bulk. So now we're ready to do the lining. So here we are with the inside lining, and again we need to mark our centers. Guess that didn't go so well. And our center of the middle part. Right there. Okay. And once again, we put, like we did with the other, I'll need to trim around the seam and bring it up to the top. And then we'll also put the other half on the other side of it. So you can watch me get to that point. Pin, like I said, I'm a pinner. Well, I think I didn't match my center. What do you think? All right. That means I'm actually just going to sew it on as I go. Another one there, and another one here. Okay, and then let me, on the other side as well, I'd say this was my center. That was my seam. Nope, that's not it either. Well, anyway. Do our little notching. And I will just do that at the sewing machine. This is the way I prefer to do it anyway, without all the pinning. But it's because I've done a whole bunch of sewing in my life and know what I'm doing. And watch me mess up because I said that to you. And I need a couple more snips. Sorry for the phone ring. Okay. And I'll bring the other piece, the backing piece. And we'll do that again. And I'm going to be the other side, top side of it, so let's see what happens. So very much easier. Let's flap out of the way. bit. And there we have it, our inside. So the lining is inside and your body of the bag is inside out. So right sides are together in there. Another thing that I also forgot was to leave a little bit of an opening for, where is it? I had to leave a little bit of an opening here for when we put the elastic in. We'll need to feed the elastic around. And then I also had to leave the opening on the other side so we could turn it inside out. And I forgot to do that when I was sewing it up. So now maybe we have it going right, and I'll see if I can muscle this around so you can see what I'm doing. This stuff is really super stiff. Let's see if I can get there. And I don't know that you're seeing much of it. And I don't know if I can get it over here where you can see what I'm doing. Well, I'm going to give you a hint. This is my first video, and so I want you to leave me hints and tips and tricks down in the comments below. Nice ones, please, of what I need to do differently or better, or what your tricks and tips are when you record, if you're a YouTuber. Because I am learning, and I am learning that it's hard to get things in angle just right, and how to be organized with my steps so I don't have to keep moving my camera around, because I don't have two cameras. I don't have two phones, and this is on my phone, so. But we are on the home stretch. Almost done. Oh, slid. It's just really stiff moving that thing around in here. Almost need an industrial machine to do this one, and I don't have one. So adjusting so I can keep it straight. It keeps moving underneath there. Come on. I hope I haven't bored you to death. And if I haven't bored you to death, please like and subscribe and see what I do next. That I promise will be a lot easier, because I won't be working with this stiff fabric. Though, I have to say, I really like this backpack. It's going to be cute and fun. My granddaughter's going to have a ball with it. Slide clear over there. We're getting there. We're getting there. I'm trying to decide if I want to take videos while I'm on my cruise. and share cruise details. Because somebody might be going on a cruise and need to know what to do. Thick right here. Let me back up because I think I got off my stitching right there. It slid on me. Woohoo! We're almost there. Okay, now the trick is going to be to turn it all inside out through this opening, which seems to be a little small for all this. So I'm hoping I don't rip it too bad bringing it all through because it's so stiff. I probably should have. Oh, I'm going to give myself a little bit more room here. I use the scissors, it'll be a little better. Just cut the threads. There we go. Well, let's try that. See if that much gave us, oh yeah. A little more room to get this through there. Grab onto those, pull. All right, now we're getting into business here. Okay, I'll pull this out and sew that hole up so we have no more hole to our thing, and I will also turn this down, do a stay stitching, and also another stitch so I have room for the elastic to go through there. So I'll play with this a little bit more, get it pressed up, and sew up my hole, but I'm leaving the other hole over here for the elastic to go in, and then we'll stitch that up too when we're done. So I'll meet you back at the machine. Okay, we're at the last step of the backpack. All I have to do is put the elastic around the top. I've already kind of put the, I forgot I tied it so that my granddaughter could try it on. I'll show you what we need to do with the straps on the back, and then basically we're done. So this is 1/2 inch wide elastic. Let's see, I think I finished a bit before, since the last time I turned on the camera. I don't like how the inside flops around, so I've sewn it, tacked it down inside there so it would stay. And then I also had the snap on the wrong side and didn't realize it till I got ready to put it together, so I had to take it off and put it back on this other side. So I've sewn a button. It's a little loose, I need to tighten it, but I've sewn a button to cover my holes that I've made from the snap on that side. So we'll finish getting this around here quickly. Maybe quickly. Probably should have used a little bit smaller safety pin, but I did what I had on my. I stopped mid-sentence, sorry. I grabbed what I had on my pin holder there, my magnetic pin holder. I love the magnetic pin holder. I do like the stiffness of the backpack from the facing that I used, but it was just hard to work with. Let's see, I also sewed up the hole where I had to turn it inside out, so that's done, and then I tacked it to the side. Now I'm going to let that slide. I'm actually going to tack this right here so that I don't pull it on through, because I would hate to do that and then have to start over again, because it's going to start taking some tension here as I pull it. Let's see if I did. Got that fold under there, so. That pin is just getting me poked down, so. I'm so close. I just can't get it to poke through there. Goodness. It's just so stiff. Okay, pulled that through there. And then I just need to go to the sewing machine. Excuse me. And sew that together. You just pin it now, because then I'm going to show you the strap here on the back. Get that to hold over there for just a minute. Okay, this comes down and it will hook into here. Which way did I go? This way, over. Well, hello, I better get my little doodah in there first. You like my terminology? Doodah, this or that, this little thingy. Okay, it needs to go under that and come out. I've still got that spot, so I don't know if I got something on it or what, but it's on the back side, so nobody will know. But you and me and everybody else know. Okay, then I need to turn this over and sew it just like I sewed this other side, so that it doesn't come back under and slide out, and then it holds it tight. So I'll do that with the sewing machine, and I'll sew this at the sewing machine, and I'll be right back. Okay, and there we have it. It'll snap closed right there. Just nice and peachy. Little pockets on the side. Little straps on the back. Little hang up. And so much fun. She's already had fun with it. I could hardly get it away from her to finish it. So I know that she'll just enjoy it. Thanks for watching.